Hello friends, if you're seeing this video, this is a collective reading for the Taurus New Moon that we are stepping into. Taurus is an earth sign. It's all about grounding, beauty, abundance, things that make you feel good. It is ruled by the planet Venus. New moons are known for manifestation because it's the beginning of the moon cycle. I do have a couple of videos actually on like the moon cycles. I have some really short explanations for like what a new moon is if you're interested. And then I have some longer explanations, but it's always cool to hop on over and understand that so then you can kind of understand why they're good for manifesting. So again, Taurus, because of what it's about and what it's ruled by, we're going to just pull some cards for the collective on like random questions that come up, what should we be manifesting right now? What's blocking us from manifestation? What do we need to do to find more grounding? How can we find and add more beauty to our life? Just questions like this. So if you're coming across this and you kind of pop on, usually just like whatever you hear is probably a message that you need to hear. And let's see what we got. So let's just see what's coming up with like for the collective or whatever we need to. What should we work on manifesting right now? What should we work on manifesting right now? So we have the Nine of Wands here. So if anybody's wondering too, this is the Light Seers Tarot deck by Chris Ann. So, wands are fire, they're passion, they're, getting things done, moving forward. This is very much a card of perseverance. And I love the expression on her face and how in this deck she is portrayed as like more of a badass, and she's like, I got this shit, right? Like, I'm moving forward, I'm holding on, I'm not scared of this flame. Like, it's almost like this is like a fence that she could just step right over, and she's like taking this pull out of it. So if we're putting this towards manifestation, it's like, it's a very obvious message to me of like, keep pushing, do not stop, keep going, be resilient. Like excuse me, I love it when I get like that frog in my throat. It's like my throat chakra activating. Like Spirit says, like, move forward. Like you're like, there is no blocking. Like everything that you want is there. I don't know if anybody listening listens to Abraham Hicks and the power of manifestation and the idea that like everything that we want is in our vortex just waiting for us. But if you feel like giving up, if you feel like it's not working, Spirit is just saying like things just need to be shifting, right? Like whatever you want, like you would not have that desire in your heart if you were not supposed to. So do not give up on whatever it is that you want. Maybe again, Spirit is kind of saying like you need to be tweaking your thought process around stuff. Sometimes when we put too much energy towards stuff, we can't help but have like the negativity come out, and we have to stop focusing on something so much, and that is how we can release resistance. So let's say like, let's get one for that. Like, how can we release resistance around manifesting what we want? How can we release resistance? So I love her so much. This is one of my favorite depictions of the Four of Cups, because this card is literally about patience. Like it did make me laugh. Like Spirit is saying like, be patient. Like, first off, do not take breadcrumbs. Do not take the things that are coming to you like in little spurts if it's not what you want. Like, in the original Rider deck, the way this is being presented is this person is sitting there and this one cup is kind of floating. And Spirit says like, don't take less than what you deserve. Don't take little bits and pieces. Like, you deserve, again, everything that you want in your life, your love, your money, your home, your job, everything. You deserve it. You're entitled to it literally for existing as a human being. And so don't take less than that. But also, like, this is about being patient, right? Like, we know it's frustrating. We want the things, as Abraham says, like, we want the lovers, we want them in our bed, we want the money in the bank. But sometimes, like, this is also a cups card, right? So it's about heart, it's about feelings, it's about emotion. That's why we have to remember that our emotions are our guidance scale, and we have to go based off of how we feel. So when we're moving through things, so if we're not feeling optimistic or any positive emotion above that, then we know that we're not in alignment, and we need to stop and we need to calculate where we're at. So let's see what's another question we can ask. Let's see what let's just do like an advice to like move forward, right? Like, let's look at like the positive side another way besides just being patient. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles. So again, that's funny because knights are about movement. They're about taking action. They're about going towards things that they want. And Pentacles, we're getting all the elements here. This is very grounded energy. Like, this person is calm. This person is steady. This person is moving forward. So doing moving forward, and when we're talking about emotions, right, this is saying like do it in a grounded way, do it in a logical way, like say like these are the things that I want, this is tangibly, like how can I bring this into action, and that is what I'm going to do. And if you're not able to do that, if you're not able to think from a grounded place of like, oh okay, yes, I can do A, B, and C, then don't move forward, they say. Also remembering like grounding yourself, sometimes it is, most of the time, it is more beneficial for us to sit and meditate and get into alignment and feel good in our bodies for 10 minutes than it is to do 3 hours worth of like hustling type work or research or obsessing or like whatever it is, right? So I feel like that's like a broken record that we hear all the time, but literally the power of sitting and shifting your vibration and getting into the receiving mode and feeling the best way that you want to feel about something, that really is like the number one action. So, I know in lots of parts of the world, the weather is starting to get better. And so we can get more grounded, but it's really about like embodiment and like feeling good in our body. So, let's ask, what do we need to do to feel more good in our body right now? What do we need to do to feel more good in our body right now? Ooh, we got a King of Swords. So this deck, aren't these, they're just gorgeous. Also, my eyes are going to the bat. So if you maybe you're connected to the owl or the crow, or I'm not even sure what that is in the background, or any of these animals, anything on him, if anything's sticking out, a lot of stuff is really sticking out for me. So right, swords. Now, do we have all of the elements now? We do. We have a wand, we have a cup, we have a pinnacle, and now we have a sword. Um, so remember, kings are the masters of their element. And when we are looking at swords, we are talking about thoughts, systems, our mind, the way that we speak, the way that we communicate. Think very much like Mercury energy, right? So this person has mastered this. And so again, this has to do with, so we are speaking clearly what we want, not just to spirit, not just to the universe, but in our relationships. And when we say relationships, this means all relationships. This is to boss, this is to roommate, this is to sister, this is to partner, this is to friends, right? So it's about being direct, but again, this person has again mastered this. So they're not bitchy, they're not catty. It's not this like you cross my boundary type energy. Not at all. It's very much a this is how I feel. I know how to regulate my emotions. I know how to pass on the message. I know how to speak what I want into existence. I know how to say this is for me, this is not for me. It's kind of circling back to that like not taking breadcrumbs or not taking less than what you deserve energy and starting to embody this more King of Swords energy. Let's just pull another one on like getting grounded in our body. That's coming up a lot. Look at this. We have another king. And of course, it's the King of Pentacles because, right? What has he done? He has mastered the art of getting grounded in his body. I love that we're getting another animal, that there's the wolf in there. I actually am going to read from the little book about the King of Pentacles, just because I think it's funny that we're getting multiple kings and multiple suit cards. So let's read about this little king, because basically it's like this energy is here to help you, right? So when this is coming up, this is like King of Pentacles. Maybe view it as like a deity or like an energy. They're saying, hey, I want to help you like get grounded in your body. So embrace this energy, right? And so excluding work, the King of Pentacles welcomes you into a study for a heartfelt conversation about life. He's worked his fields, met his soulmate, found his wealth, and now he looks over his dreams manifested as he offers you one of the tarot's most potent messages of forthcoming abundance and prosperity. Well, couldn't that be a more perfect card for us? The most important thing to be done is to enjoy all of it, sweet seer. Enjoy every lesson, challenge, failure, and success. He reminds you to get clear on where you want to be, to plan and envision. There's manifesting power in the longing and so much joyful expansion as you bring your greatest potential to existence. Happiness happens when you do better than the last time, and the pursuit of personal growth allows yourself the extravagance of desire. The rest is a consequence of faith, steady habits, and the courage to cultivate enormous dreams. Dream your biggest dream to life. I dream my endless potential to existence with steady desire and effort. Well, if that doesn't speak exactly to what we were talking about, I don't know what does. So oh my God, would you guys believe it? Look what's on the bottom of the deck. Another king. That's insane, you guys. Literally, another king is on the bottom of the deck. And again, with the animal in the back. And I think that this is just basically saying, like, it goes back to the beginning of like the perseverance. It's like the spirit is saying, like, take charge, like you become the master of your own reality. We have all these different elements that make us who we are as a whole, right? And when we work with magic, we use all the elements. The elements of the water, earth, fire, air, right? They make up zodiac signs. Like, so like learning to like master all these different parts of ourself, our mind, our body, our emotions, um, that is like how we become a full circle person, and that is how we get everything that we want. So what happens is, if we are focused on the negative, or if we are focused on like the part where we don't have it, then it kind of takes away from the rest of the part. So spirit actually says like pick which part is good for you in your life, pick which part works for you, and focus on that, and then basically like everything else will come up to match. So let's just pull another random card and just see if what other message comes through. We have the Five of Wands. So again, now we're stepping back into this Wands energy that we kind of started with. And, fives are about conflict and battle. And, this kind of goes along with that perseverance card, where it's like, stop fighting yourself. Like, I feel like a lot of the times when I see the five cards, for me personally, it feels more like internal battles. And it's kind of this idea of like, you're doing it to yourself because you're making it harder. Like, like look at how they're all holding on and how they're fighting, and this fire's up here, and like this, almost like this is the desire that they want, and they're kind of reaching for it, and there's just a whole lot going on. And so again, I said that right at 11:11 on the timer. It's this idea of like, stop fighting yourself, stop doing the things that aren't good for you, start doing the things that are good for you. Make yourself sit down and do the gratitude journal in the morning, go on the walk, drink the water, whatever it is. Get off the internet at 7 p.m. that makes you feel better. Give yourself a week, Spirit, 5 days, and you will see the difference, and it will become easier. So Spirit says, stop fighting yourself. Okay, I'm going to do one more card just to see where we're going to land to end. Give us one more closing message. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. I don't know if you guys can see, but we have all these. These are very, these cards are all very similar to each other, right? So, a page is a student. And again, we're in this Pentacles energy, which is Earth, which is Taurus, right? We're in this Taurus New Moon energy that's coming upon us in this Taurus season. And this is a reminder, I think, too, to like be a student and to know that like you can, I said that at 12:12 on the timer, you can learn new things. Maybe the way that you've been doing things in the past isn't necessarily working out for you. And that's why you need to stop being kind of stubborn and try new things. This card is about manifesting new opportunities. It's about new skills, new career. I think it's very similar-ish to like the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning, earth magic, so again, it's very much saying like we need to be embracing the sun season. We need to be embracing the energy of Taurus, the energy of Venus, of abundance, of beauty, of what makes us feel good in our body. And remember, our body is made up of so many layers, right? All of our aura, and they affect all these different layers. And so if we're not taking care of one part, our mental body, it's going to affect our emotional. If we're not taking care of our physical, it's going to affect our, mental. So I also have a video on the 7 layers. That's really great if you want to go watch that. So anyways, I always know too, the faster I talk, it's because so much information is coming in. So anyways, go check out my Taurus season readings for the collective, and also my May season readings. And I took a little break, but I am back, and I'm excited to start going live again more often. Thanks, guys.